What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Lodi's Champions League road to the knockouts. It's going to be an interesting one. He is 85 rated and probably actually turned into the best left back you can get in La Liga. Obviously, oh no, in fact, I suppose you do have the likes of Ferland Mendy still, who is going to rival him quite heavily. I'm just looking at the comparison between, we will do a comparison at the end between obviously Lodi, Mendy and also Theo and see what sort of price. Obviously Lodi is coming in at pretty much an extinct 100k. We've managed to pick one up. Don't ask me how, but I mean 100k is pretty calm for him, to be honest. I think if you're looking at Ferland Mendy's coming in at 70, but we have got better defending. Physical's obviously less by 4, dribbling's looking miraculously better, great passing on him, and pace is only that little bit less. I think if I'm looking at Lodi, I'm going to be looking possibly, I'd say, I don't even know if you'd want to go for the shadow. I think you'd probably prefer to go for the anchor. So let's have just a quick look and see if we can find Lodi again on this site. If we whack a shadow on him, he goes up to a 90 left back, which is brilliant. 98 pace, 90 defending. Or if we go an anchor, it turns him into an 88 rated. It's an interesting one, because obviously with the anchor you get that big boost of the strength and aggression, as well as the good 10 jumping, as well as 88 defending, still a 93 pace, which I think is good enough. I'd probably be looking at the anchor more than anything. I feel like a lot of people will be saying just go shadow to all out pace it, but I do think the anchor is going to be better there. He is a 4-star, 3-star as well, which is always nice. You like a little bit of skill moves, but this year I'm thinking weak foot is definitely better. Unfortunately, no traits on him. Let's go and have a look at Lodi and see what he can do. Find a bit of Lodi on this side. Let's have a look at the pace on him. Definitely a quick left back, just sprinting past everybody, and I've just managed to knock it out myself. Lodi again. Right, what are we going for again? We're going to go with a little ball over the top to Fekir's left thigh. Dribbles past one, little ball in. El Shawari takes it, very nice. And he's going to play it back once more. The only problem you've got with maybe Lodi, other than is the fact that if you go for like a specific league like La Liga, I think you're just going to struggle with, obviously, the kind of centre-backs. Until we get some sort of specials, it isn't going to happen, really. It's a lovely little run, but just because obviously Militao not quite there, and then you've got the likes of Koyunde. He's actually not a bad centre-back, but again he's going to get overrun far too quickly. We've seen it in this champs. People with Mbappe, Neymar, Messi already trumping people without them, to be honest with you. So it's going to be an interesting one, but the only saving grace he's got is that Marquinhos is absolutely cracked on this game, and obviously that Brazilian link is very easy to come across. Big run from Lodi. What can we find? We're just going to keep running, make him play it, and we've destroyed the pass there. Lodi. He's got to watch Sancho, gets the block, very nice, and the seconds. Knocked it away. Ball's gone in. Kimpembe is going to deal with it this time. Like I say, with Lodi, he's definitely a left back that you can really get your teeth into. I still think in terms of kind of like special value, you're going to have to wait for him to be upgraded more than anything. And I think they lost to Liverpool on the weekend. So already is at a disadvantage in terms of the free. Nearly getting a goal there just because they have got Liverpool again. And I'm pretty sure it's not an easy group, really. Definitely quick on the defense. He keeps going the other side now, and that's very shocking to see that they'd prefer to go to Lodi's side than obviously Walker's. Oh my. And the keepers. That was very lucky to get away with there. Little 1-2 from Lodi. Draw the defender in, and this is where the kind of extra help from the left wing back comes in. Little ball in. Can we get the touch? Unfortunately not. Lodi watching Dembele. This is going to be a real test when you've got somebody as skillful as him. Just got to watch him go, and there you go. Solid. His left to right jockeying is really quick. That is always going to be a massive help when going against wingers of the Dembele, the Neymar caliber. And we managed to pass it out as well. We get our own little back heel. Oh, it's beautiful work. We see him making that full run. Get the little touch as well. Lovely. Pings it back to a mobile, and what a fantastic duo. Welcome to both reviews. So going into the overall for Lodi, obviously we've managed to lose only tax on him. He is extinct on the Xbox at 100k. Comes in every 5 or 10 minutes, I'd say, at the moment. We managed to get very, very lucky with the second one that we found. Obviously, when you snipe for a long time, you kind of get used to how quickly you have to do it, and then just wait for the bots to roll in eventually. But I think Lodi, for me, solid card. Can imagine he will go up in terms of price to start with. Whether I think he's actually going to be fully up in price is going to be an interesting one, depending on how they do in their next kind of UCL fight as such, because I believe they've got Liverpool again. But the two men that I'm personally really enjoying at the moment in terms of left backs this year has got to be these. We have got, well, if we could do 4, we would have put our 88 Robertson in as well, but I think these are very close comparisons to what you want from Lodi, and I think prices matter to everything. So we can see Theo's chilling at 150. Obviously there's been a lot of Serie A informed specials, different cards, so I can imagine that has been hyped a little bit, as well as being French to kind of rival Mendy there. It's going to be an interesting one. Mendy is always pretty good, and even when he reaches the likes of 20 to 30k, he is still a left back that can go into pretty much most teams. His pace, his skills, his everything normally work in his favour, and I think with that 5-star weak foot, he's still going to be one of the more favoured left backs you can get on this game. Obviously with Lodi, 4-star, 3-star isn't bad. It is technically better than Hernandez, even though I do want the weak foot more than the skill moves, especially from a left back. Pace wise, we're looking at more Theo and Mendy. In terms of passing, again, Lodi's going to take the cake with that, as well as dribbling, but then I think it kind of all falls down on the physicality for Lodi, and then obviously defending. They're all relatively similar. With an anchor, you won't really see too much difference. Obviously, if we was to go, say, anchor for all of them, as I feel like that's probably the better one, bar from maybe Theo, he could probably get away with something different, with obviously the fact that he's already got 95 pace, and I cannot remember what we've got on R1 currently, but if we go anchor on all of them, and then if we went with something, I suppose if we went with anchor as well, it would kind of just show the comparison. So we see the physicality is much, much better, but the defending is 2+ on obviously Theo there compared to Lodi. So it's an interesting card to see how he actually kind of does. Pace wise, I think he's already pretty much there. As soon as you whack the anchor on him, he gets 93. As long as you're in that sort of ballpark for a left back, you really can't be complaining one bit. I think the only thing that I would like to improve is that weak foot. Other than that, I thought the passing was solid. His kind of overlaps were brilliant. Made an absolute cracking cross into a mobile who was actually finishing like an absolute dream. But is he worth it? That is the question. I think more than likely we may see an 86. I think I want to say it's Liverpool, AC, and Atletico that are in the same group. Really should have done the research, but I'm pretty sure they're all in the same group, so they still have a chance to be knocked out. Whether they do is kind of under the radar. We will see in the second half of the Champions League. Whether they win all 3 is the big question. Liverpool are absolutely on fire at the moment, so whether I can see them actually going to Anfield, I want to say, and winning, I just don't see it happening. But overall for Lodi, for me, I think he is solid. Probably one of the best left backs in the La Liga. Unfortunately, the centre-back wise, there's just nothing there at the moment. We have got Alaba, who is okay. Umtiti's just not really worth it. I'd say Koyunde is the only one that I'd really kind of rate at the moment. Militao probably can get you by for a little bit, but as soon as you put an Mbappe against him, he's just going to absolutely fold. Whereas I think the left backs, you are looking at Mendy or Lodi, depending on who you get. If you've got Lodi untradeable, then obviously you're going to be wanting to go with him. Overall wise for me, I think he's a solid 9. I'd say 9.8. I think a 10 would be at least a 4-star weak foot, and then obviously with the upgrades, they'll just take it even more better than what he is now. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.